Okay, welcome to Ameya channel. Today we are doing relation and function illustrations of. In that relation and function we are doing in symmetric condition illustrations. Okay, illustration sections we are doing for 1 mark CBSE questions. Okay, now Kritika is telling element of A will be there in B, but element of B will not be there. That is vice versa. That is why it is not symmetric. Very good. Well explained. Anyone else who want to explain also? Who want to explain it? Beta, content is very easy. Understand, if any set is there, its power set is there. Okay. Okay, let's see. Vishiga has presented set A is AB having element, then power set of A will be that much. So here AB is there, but BA is not there. So it is not symmetrical. Awesome, Vishiga. This is what presentation will make you win. A is a subset of B, but B is not a subset of A. Or so it is not symmetric relation. Very good. So I think Vishiga, you have explained it very nicely. Harish, Pritika, you have explained it. So I want everyone to first see how to present it. The way Vishiga has presented, I think it's the most simplest one and most understandable one. See, it's not like we will explain a cow as its genetic form and this thing, that thing. We can say simple, it is cow also. Okay, the way Harish, Pratika, and Vishiga has told, let's say like that only. Easiest one, but well presented one. These are the ways to present and tell I am also existing. Okay. Now listen, beta. Very simple format. A is equal to 1 comma 2. Then power set of A as usual, beta. 5, 1, 2, 1, 2. So here one very important thing is there. If we will be taking this one, so definitely power set, any set from this one, any subset from this one we will take. That subset, if we will take it as A, okay, I am taking, don't take it as A, we will take it as B. B is a particular subset of power set of A. Listen to me nicely. B is a particular set of power set of A. Okay, then definitely B is a subset of power set of A. But is power set of A is a subset of B? Think about it. I am not taking very big things. I'm just taking one set from the power set. And I'm telling this subset which is coming from a power set can be subset of power set. But power set is a very big one. It cannot be a subset of B. So that means what? I can go from 1 to 2, but I cannot go here from 2 to 1 because 2 is a bigger number. 2 is having more elements. Are you understanding this point? Understood. So if you will present it, that means if you will present it in your own way, it will be better. So better give an example, simple example, and try to explain symmetry. Everyone understood? Yuva, Abhinesh, everyone understood this point? Anish, Farhana, Nidhi, Pritika, Yuva, Shri, Sadab, Vishiga, everyone understood this one, beta? Maheshwal understood? Okay. When you will say yes, then only I will proceed, because 12th, it's not a small exam. It will set your career. Many colleges, by your score only, you will get admission. Okay. So pressure is more. Very good. Super. So beta, for subset condition, always remember this point. subset condition, subset part will be coming from power set. Key point, from power set, if elements you are taking, then it can be reflexive, but it cannot be symmetric, because 1 to 2 you can go, 2 to 1 you cannot go. Okay, so it will be reflexive, it cannot be symmetric. Fine. Now see next one. A relation R on a set A is not symmetric relation if there exist two elements AB of A such that AB will be belonging to R, but BA cannot belongs to R. Then yes, that is what it comes under definition itself. Okay, that is exactly giving the what you call explanation for power set. Now see illustration number 4. A is exactly having 4 elements. Then R1 and R2 are relations. You have to see which one is symmetric relation. See 1 3 is there, 3 1 is there, 1 4 is there, 4 1 is there, and 2 2 is also there. I think R1 is symmetric. You see here in R1, 1 3 is there. To support 1 3, opposite of 1 3 is 3 1. Then 1 4 is there. Opposite of 1 4 is 4 1. And 2 2 opposite itself. We know in a set we don't repeat the same content. So 2 comma 2. So first one R1 is reflective symmetric. Then see 1 1 symmetric, 2 2 symmetric, 3 3 symmetric. 1 3 is there. But for supporting 1 3, which one is not there? For supporting 1 3, which one is not there? Very good, Pritika. 3 1 is not there. Maheshwal, 3 1 is not there. Very good, very good. All of you are doing so much good. I'm very proud of all of you. Very good. So now you look here, reflexive relations are not necessarily symmetric. All reflexive relations are not necessarily symmetric because it is proved by this one. 1 1 is there, which is symmetric. 2 2 is there, which is symmetric. 3 3 is there, which is symmetric. To support 1 3, which one is not there? To support 1 3, which one is not there? 3 1 is not there. So it is not symmetric. Very good, Farhana, Pratika, Harish. You are telling correct only. Okay. Now one very important question is there for symmetric. For symmetric condition, prove that a relation R on a set A is symmetric if relation inverse will be equal to relation. It's a very, 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 very important point. It can come for MCQ also, and it's a very important point to remember also. What is proof that relation R on a set is symmetric if R is equal to R inverse. If R is equal to R inverse, then only it will be symmetric. Okay, then only it will be symmetric. If R will be equal to R inverse, then how to prove R will be equal to R inverse? Simple way is there. I'll explain that one. It never came in exam. You know what, beta? It never came in exam. But you know, 1 mark is also very important for me. So since it has never came in exam, but possibility of coming is there, then I cannot leave this question also. So how to prove this one? See, this proof is there. It never came in exam, but it is one of a very important part of symmetry. It can come in competition. That R can be equal to a relation can be equal to its inverse. So this will satisfy which type of relation? Symmetry, reflexive, identity. It will be which one it will be satisfying. So for that, this proof is there. So let's see this proof. It's an easy one. Don't worry about it. Now, what is there? Now look here, beta. One simple thing I'll explain you first. I think last year I've explained this point, but many were not there when I started from relation. Look here, one very important point. If any set A is a subset of B and B is a subset of A, B is a superset of A, then A will be equal to B. Two sets can be equal. Two sets can be equal if A is a subset of B and B is a subset of A, which is called as a superset of A. Okay, so when these two conditions will be there, then following these two conditions, we can say A equal to B. I hope you might have understood. Say me yes or no. A is a subset of B. Pritika is telling yes. B is subset of A. Then A is equal to B. Yes, Mahesh, well. Very good, beta. So A is a subset of B. B is a subset of A. That means A equal to B. It is a very, very important point to remember. Okay. Farhana is also telling she understood this one. So here also, beta, to prove that relation is equal to inverse of relation, what we need to do for understanding in relation can be equal to inverse of relation, and this will only be if this will be possible, then it is symmetric. Okay, that is exactly a condition is there. So this condition reverse also we have to go, and then only it will become equal. So first what we will do, we will erase this, let the mouse run. Statement, presentation of statement, one time see please what they are telling. First, what they are telling that to prove the condition, first part is let R be a symmetric relation on set A. What you have done? First, you told that R is a symmetric relation on A. Means if R is a symmetric relation on A, that means if this is related to B, then automatically this will be related to R also. That means if AB is related to R, then BA is also related to R. If it is symmetric, if R is a symmetric relation, then if AB will be related to R, then BA will automatically be related to R. This is condition of symmetry. This is what, beta? This is condition of symmetry. In condition of symmetry, it is already there now. If AB is related to R, then BA will also be related to R. Say me yes or no. Very good. So A is related to B, B is also related to A. That is a case of symmetry. Now here you see AB is related to R, BA is also related to R. Okay, then why? Because R is symmetric relation. See here it is written since R is symmetric. So first what we will do, we will first say that R is symmetric, and then we will prove that R is equal to R inverse. First work is we are taking, see, two condition are there. We are telling one condition is there, and with the help of this condition, we will prove the another one. So one condition we are assuming, and that is R is symmetric. And with the help of that, we are trying to prove that R is equal to R inverse. Okay. But for proving R is equal to R inverse, one time we have to prove R is a subset of R inverse. Second time we have to prove R inverse is a subset of R. Okay. Now, we have to prove this one R is a subset inverse section. So first, by symmetry, we know if AB is related to R, if AB belongs to R, then BA is also belonging to R due to symmetric condition. Now, beta, we know according to inverse relation, R inverse is BA since AB belongs to R. So this one already we know that from A to B, if relation is there, then R inverse will go from B to A. So AB will be belonging to R, then BA will be belonging to R inverse. Understood? That's why they have written BA belonging to R, then opposite to BA is AB belonging to R inverse. Okay, so if BA is here and it is belonging to R, then AB will be belonging to R inverse. I hope you might have understood this point. Yes or no? Okay, Harish, Mahesh, well, everyone is telling yes. So I hope you might have understood. First, beta, we started with AB element belonging to R. Then due to symmetry, BA will also be belonging to R. Then opposite of BA is AB. It will belong to R inverse. So beta, if AB is belonging to R and AB is also belonging to R inverse, see these two conditions. That means AB, one element is belonging to R also. Same element is belonging to R inverse. That means R is a subset of R inverse from this condition and this condition. Understood or not? See here, when AB is belonging to R, when AB is belonging to R and AB is also belonging to R inverse, that means R is a subset of R inverse. Okay, then we will go for reverse. XY belong to R inverse. X and Y is there. It is exactly belonging to R inverse. Okay, so if XY is belonging to R inverse, then beta YX will be belonging to, sorry, XY is belonging to R inverse, then YX will be belonging to R, opposite of that will be belonging to R. And if YX belongs to R and R is having symmetric relation, then XY will also be belonging to R. XY will also be belonging to R. So that means what beta? XY belongs to R inverse. XY belongs to R. That means here R inverse is a subset of R. And from this condition and this condition, we can say R is equal to R inverse. You have to take this part and understand this condition, understand one more time. Okay, now who is having doubt? I'll explain one more time. Anyone having doubt? I'll explain one more time. Pritika understood, Harish understood, Vishiga understood. Okay, anyone having doubt? Nidhi beta, doubt is there? Understood. Very good, beta. Now listen. Yeah, Yuvashri, doubt is there. Farhana, Sadab, doubt is there, beta. Abhinesh, doubt is there. Anish, doubt is there. Everyone understood. Okay, Anish understood. No doubt. Super, beta. So listen to me. Very nicely listen to me. Beta, if XY will be belonging to R, then YX will also be belonging to R. Symmetry condition. And reverse of it will belong to R inverse. Now converse, because beta here in first condition you told R is symmetric. You have taken R is symmetric and you have proved R equal to R inverse. Now that was the first condition. Now what is the converse of it? Converse of it. Converse, this time what you have to take? You have to take R is equal to R inverse. And then what you have to prove? Okay. Mahesh well also understood. Farhana understood. Sadap understood. Yuvashri understood. Very good, beta. And what you have to prove here? You have to prove that R is symmetric. Okay. What you have to prove here? You have to prove R is symmetric. So let's go to the converse of it. Easy. Now what is the converse of it? So this time we will be taking R is equal to R inverse. And what we have to prove? We have to prove it is symmetric. Now beta, if R is equal to R inverse, then if AB will be belonging to R, then inverse of AB is BA. BA will be belonging to R. So AB is belonging to R and BA is also belonging to R, and it is one of a condition of symmetry. Very simple. One more time I'll explain this one. I went fast for this one. Look here. AB is belonging to R. AB is coming for R. Then what will be coming for R inverse? BA. That is AB belongs to R. Then 100% BA will be belonging to R inverse. Okay. So BA belongs to R inverse. Since BA belongs to R inverse, and you know R is equal to R inverse given already. So BA will also be belongs to R. So instead of R inverse, we can write R also. So from this and this, AB belongs to R, BA also belongs to R. That means it is a symmetric condition. Understood? So converse part is easy to prove rather than the first part. So that's why R is equal to R inverse. So relation is symmetric if R will be equal to R inverse. So that part also we have discussed. Now we will see the next part, transitive relation. Okay, transitive relation, and we have more is there. So next class tomorrow, transitive relation we will do. Fine. So we are going to keep it till here class today. Next class tomorrow we will be doing. Okay. Thank you, Harish. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Vishiga. Bye, everyone. You enjoyed the class today? Understood anything? Thank you, beta. Thank you for supporting me. Bye. Bye, everyone.